Hello students, welcome to today's class. In our today's class we are going to see ungrouped data and grouped data in statistics. In our previous video we have seen what is the raw data, what is the processed data. Now how this data is grouped and why it is to be grouped. This information will cover in this video. Okay. Now let us take an example. Consider the marks obtained by 30 students of class 9th of a school out of 100. So the marks are recorded like this. First one 10, 20, 36, 92, 95, 40, 50, 56, 60, 70, 79, 88 and so on like this. Now the number of students who have obtained a certain number of marks is called frequency of those marks. We have to understand the word frequency here. If you observe in the given problem, for instance 4 students got 70 marks, so the frequency of 70 is 4. That indicates that 70 marks, the number of students who got 70 are 4. So hence we call 70 marks, the frequency of 70 is 4. Now let us take one more number. Let us take 10 marks here and frequency here. So 10 marks, how many students are there for 10 marks? 1. Only one student got 10 marks, so the frequency of 10 marks is 1. Now let us see for 20. 1. Here 20 is also only 20 marks also got only for one student, that is frequency is 1. Now let us just check in order. So 10, the frequency of 10 is 1. The frequency of 20 1. Frequency of 36 1, 2, 3. So the frequency of 36 is 3. 36, 3. Next, frequency of 92 1, 2, 3. So frequency of 92 is also 3. Next one, frequency of 95 1, only 1. Frequency of 95 is 1. In this way we can find out the frequency of the numbers given in the data. Okay, it is difficult for us to find out each mark. So now as we have done, finding a frequency of each number, we have a little bit difficulty. So to avoid that difficulty, we have another method called frequency distribution table. So in that, if you see, to make the data more easily understandable, we write it in a table. So the same given data in the previous example were taken here: 10, 20, 36, 92, 95, 40, 50, 56, 60 and so on, 60, 88. Now each marks we are taking on one side, and the number of students who secured these marks are taking on other side. So 10 marks, number of students who got 10 marks is 1. So 1 student. Here the frequency is 1. For students who got 20 marks is also 1. 36 marks, 3 students were there. 40 marks, 4 students were there. For 50 marks, 3 students. 56, 2 students. 60 marks, 4 students. 70 marks, 4 students. Again 72, 1 student. 80, 1 student. And 88, 2 students. 92, 3 students. 95, 1 student. That means if you see, it is easy for us to identify the number of students who secured same mark using a frequency distribution table. The number of students will obtain by adding up all frequencies. and we'll check whether these number of students are equal to the students in problem. Here it is 30. That means this table is easy to identify the students who secured same marks. This kind of data is called as ungrouped frequency distribution. This type of data is called as ungrouped frequency distribution. Here if you see, the marks obtained by the students were not grouped. Each mark is represented here. 10 mark, 20 mark, 36 marks, 40 marks. Every mark, the marks scored by each student were represented here without grouping them. Hence it is called as ungrouped data. That means whatever the data we get in question, that all we have to take to represent the table. Okay, this is called as ungrouped frequency distribution. And if this works properly, why we are going to grouped frequency distribution? Let us suppose in a class there are 30 students and we are trying to find out marks scored by each student, and we have done the frequency distribution table by using ungrouped frequency distribution table. Okay, so let us suppose same number of students in a class are more than 100. Let us say 150 students. That means in a class there are 150 students. Now if we want to find out marks secured by each student and group them according to the same mark, is it that easy to draw this frequency distribution table? No, it is not that easy, because we have to take all 150 students marks and we have to count their frequencies. This would be a little bit difficult task. So to avoid this kind of problem, the new concept came, that is grouped frequency distribution. Okay, let us see one example how this grouped frequency distribution works. Now let us see an example. 100 plants each were planted in 100 schools during Van Mahotsava. After 1 month, the number of plants that survived were recorded as the given data, right? Now if you see, there are 100 plants, 100 trees, and their number of 100 schools, and the number of trees survived in each school are given. Now if we want to draw a ungrouped frequency distribution table, we have to take more number of observations. To avoid that kind of problem, because there are 100 schools and 100 trees, it's a big task for us to find out. To avoid this kind of difficulty, we are doing this into grouped frequency distribution. How this grouped frequency distribution works? To present such a large amount of data, we condense it into groups like 20-29, 30-39, 40-49, 50-59, and so on, 90-99. If you observe here, how do we know that the group lower value and the higher value? That we have to observe from the given data. Here if we find out these groups, we have to find out the range of the data. Here the range of the data is nothing but lower value of the given data minus higher value of the given data minus lower value of the given data. So when you observe frequency distribution for the example, right? For the grouped frequency table, first we have to group the given data into some classes. So here if you see 20-29, that means the number of trees survived are 20-29 are taken as a group, and again the next 30-39, 40-49, 50-59, 60-69, 70-79, 80-89, 90-99. So now let us go. Now let us observe here 20-29. how many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, that's all, 3 numbers. So we'll take tally marks, 3 tally marks, and then number of trees survived 3. Next one, 30 to 39. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So the 14, 9, and then 10, 11, 12, 13 here. So now count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 is the number here. Now let us see 40 to 49. 40 to 49. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and one more, 12. So here the number will come 12. Okay, like this you have to observe each and the numbers between 50 to 59, 60 to 69, 70 to 79, and you have to write it here under the number of spools survived. So this is grouped frequency distribution. Okay, so I think it's clear for you how to represent in ungrouped frequency distribution and grouped frequency distribution. Let us see some important points here. These groups are called classes or class intervals. That means if you take 20 to 29 is called class, 30 to 39 is also class, 40 to 49 is also class, or 50 to 59 is also class. That means these are all only a set, 20 to 29 or 30 to 39, these are all called classes, or we can, in other way we can call it as a class intervals also. In this, if you see, let us take this 30 and 39. This is called a class or a class interval, and this 30 is called as lower limit. And this 39 is called as upper limit. Okay, then what is the class width? Class width means, class width is nothing but upper limit minus lower limit. Now to find out the class width, the same example, let us take 30 to 39. Upper limit is 39 minus lower limit is 30 equal to 9. Okay, upper limit is 39 and lower limit is 30. So our class width is 9. Here if you see 20 to 29, 30 to 39, this kind here, upper limit of the first class and the lower limit of the second class are not equal. One is 29, upper limit is 29, and in other one the lower limit is 30. These two are not equal. Then they are called as, then that kind of series is called as discrete series. Discrete series. In this, upper limit of the previous class is not equal to the lower limit of the successive class. So this kind of series is called as discrete series. Here if you observe 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49 and so on. If you see in the first class 20 to 29, the upper limit is 29, and 30 to 39 the lower limit is 30. Here 29 and 30 are not equal. Again if you see 30 to 39, 40 to 49, here the upper limit in the 30 to 39 is 39 and the lower limit of 40 to 49 is 40, and 39 and 40 are not equal. So this kind of data is called as discrete series. This kind of frequency distribution is called as discrete series. So then what is the continuous series? There is a continuous series, that is if you see 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 60. Here if you observe, the upper limit of first class is equal to the lower limit of the second class. When these two are equal, in every case you can see 40 and 40. As upper limit of the previous class is equal to lower limit of the successive class, then that kind of series is called as continuous series. Okay, continuous series, they are in continuous way. 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 60, like this. They are in continuous way, so they are called as continuous series. So these discrete series and continuous series we'll discuss in detail when we do problems. Okay, with this we finish up the basic introduction about ungrouped and grouped data frequency distribution. The remaining part we can see in the next class. Try to solve example problems of NCERT by yourself. Thank you all.